This is Matrix Lord 212, and I'm going to review The Chase, Episode 1, The Executioners. It was really cool to see. I'm glad that they have this stuff on Daily Motion. The Doctor, played by William Hartnell, and we have Ian Chesterton, and we have Barbara Wright, and the companion Vicky. They are using this television set in the TARDIS to view different events in history. So that was pretty cool. I mean, you know, it was kind of a waste in a way, like, for them to see all these different things because it's, like, taken away from the episode. But it was all right. And then, you know, they go to explore this planet. And we get a transmission from the time television showing the Daleks have made their own time machine. They're going to be chasing after the Doctor and his companions. Barbara finds this out. Ian goes with Vicky to explore, and he has, like, the magnet that basically could zero in on the TARDIS, so he has a way to track where the TARDIS is. The Doctor was, like, taking the sun with Barbara when the thing goes off, and they watch the video in the TARDIS, and they find that the Daleks are after them. So they go to find Ian and Vicky, because the Daleks probably, being that they have a time machine, they probably already arrived on this planet, and it's a big trap. So, Ian and Vicky, they pull this ring, and they stumble upon a trap door, and they go in it, and they see, like, a creature. The Doctor and Barbara are caught in this sandstorm where they get buried in the sand, and, you know, they can't find the TARDIS, they can't find Ian, because they don't have the magnet to find the TARDIS, so they're looking for Ian and Vicky, and then they see a Dalek come out of the sand. So that was pretty cool to see. I'm going to try to watch the rest of the episodes. It's very hard to get this episode. It's not as easy to purchase. I tried to get it on these different things, but I'm still probably going to try at some point in time. So this is The Executioners Part 1, which is from The Chase. All right, take care. Bye for now. This is Matrix Lord 212 for The Chase Part 2. It's called The Death of Time, and we're introduced to a race called the Adrenians, who basically are like a fish-like race of people. They used to be having like a water city, and then in this place it became all sand. The water dried up, and there was all these kind of creatures that were a part of this planet. The Doctor and Barbara stumble upon them. The Daleks, like, kill them, like, for no reason. And this race is now afraid of the Daleks. So when Barbara and Ian... when Barbara and the Doctor are, you know, like, visiting their underground city, they feed the Doctor and Barbara, and then they get word from the Daleks that the Daleks want them to hand them over, or else they'll kill all their people. So the council has to make a decision, and they decide, yes, they want to save their people, so the heck with the Doctor and Barbara. Meanwhile, Vicky and Ian are, like, searching through the caves, and there's an explosion, and Ian gets hurt, knocked out, and Vicky's trying to find a place. There's a creature underneath the ground too, and Vicky finds the Doctor and Barbara, and, you know, as they're trying to find a way to escape, the creature comes from the wall and starts eating the aliens there, and they just find that as an opportunity to, like, escape, and basically they go to find Ian, and they all get together, and then Ian has this plan to use the Doctor's coat and Barbara's cardigan sweater to trick the Dalek into coming over so they could basically watch the Dalek fall into the hole. And with that going on, and them creating a distraction, they're able to get to the TARDIS, because that Dalek was guarding that one side of the TARDIS. They're able to get into the TARDIS and take off. And the Daleks are now pissed off because they got away, so there was an order given for the Daleks to pursue them through time. So, you know, the race that they had, of course, back then, the special effects wasn't that great, and, you know, it was basically, you know, this race of the Aedeans or whatever they are called. Basically look like humans with paint on them. And little fins up there, like, like mermen or mer people or something like that. I wonder what they would look like in the new version, like New Who. It'll be cool to see them again. But now the Daleks are going to use their time machine to follow the Doctor, Ian, Barbara, and Vicky. So there you go. That's part 2. Stay tuned. Take care. Bye for now. This is Matrix Lord 212 for my review of The Chase, episode 3, or part 3, I guess, Flight Through Eternity. So the Doctor, Ian, Barbara, and Vicky are trying to escape the Daleks. The Dalek Supreme had ordered that the Daleks would follow them throughout time for all eternity if need be. So the Doctor lands on the Empire State Building on the top in 1966. And they have this this cowboy guy that encounters Barbara, Ian, Vicky, and the Doctor, and is all excited, thinking they're filming a movie. And then they disappear before he can get his camera out. And then he sees the Daleks, and then he gets freaked out by the Daleks, and then he tells the Daleks, like, they find out that the Daleks just missed the Doctor and company, so the Daleks go off to try to pursue, and the guy goes to get his camera out, and he misses them again, and then the people that were on top there think that this guy's crazy, so they get a cop, because he's banging on the floor like a lunatic, thinking that it's a trap door or something. So then they go to the, was it the Mary Celeste? Was that, I think what it was? Something like that. And Barbara gets caught by one of the shipmen. He grabs her, and Vicky has to knock him out. And then someone else comes, and Vicky accidentally hits Ian in the head. Poor Ian gets hit in the head every damn episode. So that's hysterical. And then they decide, like, they got to get out of there. So they vanish, but then the Daleks appear, and then the shipmen are afraid of the Daleks. They all jump ship, which leads to what happened with the Mary Celeste, in history. So now they go to escape again, and that's how it ends. They don't have a 12-minute window. It's shorter, so we're going to find out what happens in the next part of the episode. All right, there you go. Take care. Bye for now. This is Matrix Lord 212, and I'm going to talk about The Chase, part 4, Journey into Terror. Okay, so the TARDIS lands in a weird haunted house type of house of horrors. There's Frankenstein, there's Dracula, there's a screaming woman. It seems like they're robots. The Daleks follow them there. They try to destroy the robots, I believe, and one of the Daleks gets killed, or two of the Daleks get killed. They try to escape the Daleks in the TARDIS, and they forget that Vicky is not with them. She runs around the house, and she winds up going into the Daleks' time machine to stow away. And at the end, she tries to call the TARDIS, but it doesn't happen. And then the Daleks create the perfect duplicate of the Doctor for a trap, while the Doctor, Barbara, and Ian figure that they can't travel with the TARDIS to save Vicky, so somehow they're going to battle the Daleks and take the Dalek time machine to save Vicky. So they land on a planet, something with vegetation, and that's where we're left. So now I'm going to watch the next part. Take care. Bye for now. This is Matrix Lord 212 for The Chase, Part 5, The Death of Doctor Who, which is an interesting title. So the Daleks created a fake Doctor to try to infiltrate the group so they can kill the companions and the Doctor. And what happens is somehow the Doctor and Ian go off, and there's Barbara by herself, and then of course Vicky is running around, And what happens is the fake doctor infiltrates, like, gets to Barbara. She thinks it's the real doctor, and then he tries to hit her when she hears. He tells Barbara that Ian had died and has no emotions, and she just reluctantly follows him until he tries to basically attack her, and she falls down, and he basically tries to beat her with the cane, and Ian grabs the robot, but the robot like hits him in the stomach and then runs off. And then basically, when Ian and the doctor encounter Vicky, she's afraid of the doctor, thinking he's a robot. So she has to explain the whole situation. And lo and behold, long story short, there's a confrontation where they're all on the scene with the fake doctor and the real doctor. And Ian mistakenly goes to, like, beat the real doctor with a rock because the fake doctor convinces him to do that, and Barbara figures it out. She screams at him, like, don't kill the doctor. And then basically the doctor has to battle the fake doctor, and really it's amazing how, as old as he is, he's so pissed that this is going on that he just rips the guts out of the fake doctor. But he knocks himself out in doing so. Like, he's so tired. So everybody's just worn out. They all go to sleep. Ian's laying against the tree, and they just go to sleep. And there's this thing that comes up in the ground watching them. Meanwhile, the Daleks are the plant creatures are constantly attacking the Daleks. The Daleks are shooting the plant creatures. So obviously the plants, are trying to, like, they just keep going after the Daleks, as well as they went after Vicky and everything. So the intelligence of this planet, I guess, watches, like, the doctor asleep with the companions. Like, they were just sleeping, exhausted. And I guess when it becomes daylight, the doctor sees that there's a city that they need to get to, but the Daleks are blocking the way and they're coming towards them. So he can't use the device in an enclosed space. He needs a big space for it to kill the Daleks. And the door opens, and there's this big ball robotic creature that basically convinces them to go with him, with itself, whatever. And that's what happens. They just go in this passageway with this door that opens. They go in with this round robot thing, and it closes. So that's part 5. Now I guess there's going to be the final part that I'll watch right now. So take care, bye for now. This is Matrix Lord 212 with The Chase Part 6, The Planet of Decision. Well, we got to see the mechanoids try to help out the Doctor and his companions, and they brought them out of harm's way from the Daleks into the city. But then it turns out that they meet this guy called Steve, who has been a prisoner there for 2 years. They treat them like specimens in a zoo. So they immediately try to find a way to escape. The Doctor leaves. They go to the roof, and they figured the best way is to use the rope to climb down many, many stories down the building, back down to the ground to the TARDIS. The Doctor sets the device to blow up. Vicky's very scared up there, but she decides, like, they tie her up, and he puts a thing over her head so she can't see. They wheel her down. The Daleks try to talk to the mechanoids, threatening them. They don't listen, and then the Daleks blast the mechanoids. The mechanoids get pissed off, and they decide to fight back. So there's this huge battle where all the Daleks and mechanoids are destroyed. We see that the guy, Steve, got away because he went back down. He didn't go down with them with the rope. He went through the other way, and he survived. And he's running around the planet down there. They come across the Daleks' time machine, and Ian and Barbara decide that this is the only way to get home. This is their chance. The Doctor's very upset because, maybe he lied. Maybe, there was a way to get them home. He just didn't want them to leave. He got used to their company. I mean, after, letting Susan go, now he has a problem with saying goodbye to companions. So he decides, Vicky convinces him to fix the device, to bring them back to Earth, and then it will self-destruct, I guess. Before we get to that, I do find it interesting that the guy Steve said that Earth had sent all these robots, the mechanoids, to this planet to colonize it. It's sort of like Smile in a way. So I think the planet's Mechanus or something like that, and that they named it the Mechanoids. But it's very similar to Smile in the sense where the robots were sent ahead to colonize the planet. Okay, and there's no humans on there, so it's very interesting. But anyway, Ian and Barbara, they go back to Earth, but in 1965, not when they left in 1963. They're having fun, and they realize that money has gone up when they take the trolley or whatever they took throughout the city. And the doctor, again, is with Vicky watching in that TV in the TARDIS, and he's very sad that they're gone. But, you know, now it's time to move on. So, all right, guys, take care. Bye for now.